Hi, Giants fans, and welcome to the Colorado G-Men Show. I'm your host, Adam Kroll, and today we're going to evaluate the Giants' performance at the quarter pole of the season.
New York Giants, let's go defense. Ballin'. New York Giants, fly high, you know this.
The passing of the torch. The Giants trotted out Eli Manning for the first two games of the season against two very good opponents. Daniel Jones took over the reins against a lesser team than both previous, a team that particularly struggled against the passing game. Then he took advantage of the second worst team in football to even the Giants' record at 2-2. In Dallas, through 4 games, the Cowboys are 3-1, with their lone loss coming at the feet of the Saints in New Orleans on a last-minute come-from-behind victory. Dallas is better than average in all major categories and much better in most cases. Dallas Cowboys are top 5 in all major offensive categories, save points per game, where they average almost 27 points per game, good for 8th in the NFL. The Dallas D holds its own in most categories as well, second best in third down conversions, only allowing 26% of third downs convert, third best in points allowed per game, only allowing 14 points. In the top 10 in passing and total yards, the Cowboys made short work of the inexperienced defense that couldn't grasp Betcher's schemes early in the season. It was an ugly way to start the season with an 0-1 hole in the division, but this was to be expected. There was very little to get excited about with this Giants game. They were failed in all facets, and the team looked awful. Against Buffalo, I admit going into this season, I did not think the Bills would be as dominant as they have been over the first quarter of the season. Through 4 games, Buffalo is 3-1. Their only loss to the New England Patriots on a one-possession game with a chance to win at the end. Buffalo is top 10 in all major categories, save sacks on defense. They also have the 4th best rushing attack and outgained all but 8 teams. The Bills game was another tough loss against a very good team. There were some improvements on both sides of the ball. Specifically, you could see that the Giants' offensive line started to gel a little bit. Eli had more time to get the ball downfield, and the Giants fell to an early 0-2 record, and the sentiment around the organization was that there was no hope for the season. In Tampa, through 4 games, the Bucs are 2-2 with a win against the Rams and their only other loss against the undefeated 49ers. As I mentioned earlier, the Giants are able to take advantage of the second worst passing D in the NFL. Daniel Jones' first start was special, about as perfect as you could ask for. Cheers, Danny. The Bucs kicker gifted the Giants 5 points and really handed the Giants and Daniel Jones the first W of the season, with 2 missed extra points and missing the game-winning 34-yard field goal. In dramatic fashion, the Giants climbed to 1-2. Washington is a mess. I'm guessing the only reason Jay Gruden still has a head coaching position is that they don't want the incumbent to have to start against the Patriots. Washington cannot seem to get out of its own way. We just did the recap, so I'm not going to belabor that. Better teams would have made the Giants secondary pay on several plays, but the Giants had the first comfortable game of the season, and even the season record to 2-2, and even the divisional record at 1-1. The Giants' 2019 campaign was written off 8 days before the Washington game. The insertion of Daniel Jones into the starting quarterback position jolted some life into the team. Over the last several years, it seems the ball was just bouncing the other way. After Jones got the nod, the Giants' luck seemed to have turned. A look at the upcoming quarter. The Giants' next 4 games are at home against the 2-2 Minnesota Vikings, who are 0-2 in their division. The Vikings need this win in the worst way. Then the Giants travel to New England on Thursday Night Football to battle the undefeated Patriots. Through 4 games, the Pats are tops in the NFL in defensive sacks, total yards allowed, points allowed, and third down conversions allowed, and second in the NFL in rushing yards and passing yards allowed. Hands down, the best defense in the NFL. In addition, they are 5th in the NFL in points scored. The Giants are then back at home against the winless Cardinals. The Cardinals are not a very good team through 4 games. To round out the first half of the season, the Giants travel to Detroit to face a top offense of the 2-1-1 Lions. The Giants have a real test on Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings. To find out more about that game, look for the preview video on Saturday morning. Thank you, everyone, for watching the Colorado G-Men Show. Come join us at the Lazy Dog in Boulder for our final game there on Sunday, and watch every game at the Tavern in Platt Park in Denver. We will let you know where we will be for all the rest of the Boulder games. Don't forget to subscribe to save anguished Giants fans in Colorado, and go Giants.